Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, here for this evening's contest between the Polar Bears of Fairmont Senior and your homestanding RCB Flying Eagles. I'm Gabe Rhodes.
I'm Stephen Kennedy.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have the back-to-back state champions at Eagle Stadium.
Absolutely. Here comes the Fairmont Senior. They currently on the year are 11-3-3, and this team averages over 5 goals a game. Against Lincoln earlier this month, they won 19-0. I repeat that because that was 19 goals. That's an avalanche of goals.
There needs to be a mercy rule.
I've already say that needed to be stopped earlier. But the guy if you're RCB and you want any chance of finding a way to win, you have to stop these couple guys. Number one is number 9, who, like I said, we talked about the fact that they've been nice enough to, put them. Number 9, Bubby Towns, who is a senior. He scored 28 goals and has 17 assists. So he is
he's a monster.
Now, the one thing that'll be interesting to see, because he is not starting, but their second leading scorer and the guy who has the most assists is a guy named Kalyn Armstrong. He's a junior. He has 11 goals, 20 assists, but he is not starting tonight. So I don't know if maybe that's because of I don't know if that's an injury issue or maybe because of and it looks like the jersey situation. Both teams were wearing black, but as the road team, technically road team should wear white. So Fairmont Senior is turning over to the one. I guess maybe they like the black jerseys, but because
maybe it's a tradition thing for them.
But then when RCB had the black and they're like, well, we always wear black and we're the home team, and actually the road team is supposed to wear white. So they kind of just said, well, then we'll put on the white. It's not a big deal.
Listen, and we're looking at it looks a little chippy.
Yeah.
There's some smack talk going on here.
But here's what I know about the Polar Bears. One, they are a very talented, very deep, very good soccer team. 2, apparently they're native to Fairmont, West Virginia. I didn't know that about Polar Bears.
Didn't know that.
And last thing I know about Polar Bears, they love Coca-Cola.
Love it. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to step away for the starting lineups. We'll be back on the Robert C. Byrd Streaming Network.
Yep.
Number 00, Aaron Conley. Number 1, Bradley McMullins. Number 6, Caleb Conley. Number 12, Samuel Cox. Number 14, Clint Radcliffe. Number 17, Logan Decker. Number 27, Chris Powers. And now the starters for the Polar Bears. Number 4, Denzel Duvert. Number 5, Grant Broadhurst. Number 7, Caleb Young. Number 8, Roe Jones. Number 9, Bubby Towns. Number 10, Nate Flower. Number 16, Elias Wilson. Number 19, Ashton Cecil. Number 33, Braylon Wheatley. Number 35, Cam Peschel. Number 88, Eli Day. Polar Bears head coaches Darren Paul, assistant coaches Jim Gennardi and Matthew Branch. Now the non-starters for RCB. Number 1, Anthony Corsini. Number 4, James Barnett. Number 13, Aiden Conley. Number 18, Harrison Sinsel. Number 20, Logan Welch. Number 22, Peyton Smith. Number 23, Christian Jenkins. Number 24, Caleb Roselius. And now their starters for RCB. Number 2, co-captain Alex Bovino. Number 3, Isaiah Garrett. Number 5, Charles Hawkins. Number 6, Eli Knotts. Number 7, Caden Min. Number 10, Gandhi Mays. Number 11, Kalyn Yanego. Number 12, Braden Thomason. Number 14, Chandler Walls. Number 16, Bryce Johnson. And number 17, co-captain Cameron Clark. Flying Eagles head coach Chris Min, assistant coaches Tina Smith and Ron Williams.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, starting lineups are up, and I'm going to tell you, Steve.
I would say big team. I mean, our
Big team.
I'm going to say Fairmont Senior has 32 players, 8 seniors. So not exactly an old team if you consider. I mean, 8 seniors is usually a lot, but when you have 32, obviously that's only a fourth. So in theory, you know, you probably have about as many juniors, sophomores, and freshmen. You know,
Right.
Now RCB doesn't have as many seniors, but obviously we don't have nearly as many players. And I was talking off air. The one thing that is really nice for Fairmont Senior right now, one of the reasons they built this program into a back-to-back state championship program, and unfortunately, it's their 3-time, and one time I know it was RCB who they denied the state championship back, I believe, in 2015. At least according to my notes here, they said they won this championship in 2015. I believe that was RCB who they beat.
Well, and they produced a good generation of kids.
They produced a good generation of kids, but by having the amount of kids, they have good JV teams. They can get them out. They can play other top schools in their JV teams, so that gets them some time so that when the time comes in the next year or two that they have to step up the varsity, they're not coming in cold as in, you know, yeah, you play in practice, but there's a big difference between practice and games.
Well,
and
so. There absolutely is. And, you know, Steve, this is a really odd – I didn't notice until just now Eli Knotts is starting.
Yeah. Let's see. I see Isaiah Gabbert starting.
And no Anthony Corsini.
No James Barnett. So
interesting to see Bryce back up top. I really thought he played well at right back. I don't know.
I would say. But it looks like at back we're going with Yanego, who's played some good ball back there in the back at the fullback position. Here comes Bovino deep, and he'll be easily taken by the keeper of. So my keys to be for RCB is when you're taking on a team like this, you have to, you know, I would say gum up the works, and then here we go, nice try there by Braden. Unfortunately,
you have to gum up the works, and you have to hit them on the counter.
Yeah, because they're going to control the position. They're going to get their opportunities, and you got to make sure you have numbers back, because if they have equal numbers, they're a team that puts, like I said, they average over 5 goals a game. There's a reason for this. You know, they have all the ability in the world to put goals up. So you have to have the numbers back, because if you get in one-on-one situations, and here comes that number, I believe that's number 9. That's Bubby.
Actually, no, it's not.
Actually, that's number 5, Grant Broadhurst. sophomore, and he is fouled in a dangerous area. So here comes an early opportunity for the Polar Bears. And speak of number 9, there's that Bubby Towns, I believe.
Now, I thought you said he wasn't starting.
No, that Bubby's starting. It's Kalyn Armstrong, their second leading scorer, who's not starting. Number 2.
And that ball from Bubby Towns was a bullet.
Bullets, yeah. He's, I mean, like I said, he scored 28 goals and has 17 assists. That's not by accident, ladies and gentlemen.
No, that is a goal scorer, and he's taking up a good position here out wide.
He's big.
I bet you that ball is going to him right now.
Yep. Here comes the center.
Floats it up.
Nice job by Kalyn Clark. They're call a foul, but personally there, though, once he caught it, I would have not made him put it down because, now it's kind of like once he got it in his hands, just let him keep it, Now, granted, had it gone off his hands, then you could maybe make the – now here comes number 4, but nice job, I believe, Caden getting through. But here comes Eli. Can he get there? But unfortunately, the sweeper gets it. But man, just look at the size difference between Eli Knotts, who's a freshman, and some of these defenders for the Fairmont Senior. They're definitely he's going to have to use some quickness around him because they're definitely going to have the strength and size advantage over him.
Absolutely. I mean, right now, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like grown men playing against boys up front.
Nice job by, I think that is Bubby Towns. No, that's not Bubby. Sorry, that's number 5. That's Grant Broadhurst. And Grant, I mean, look how big he is. He's only a sophomore, man. That's crazy.
Well, and this is it's going to be a very physical contest tonight.
Yeah.
And good stick in there by Bovino.
He got the ball. And I know the people at Fairmont Senior are complaining, but that one probably was a foul. The first one was not because he got the ball. If you get the ball, if you slide tackle, you get the ball. Even if you get the guy after, if you go the ball through the athlete, it's legal.
Right.
But here comes that a long one, but that will get over. They'll go under the wall. Ooh, he's going to say it's off of an RCB defender, and they're going to give them the corner. I don't know if it was or not, but he had a much better view of it than I did. So. Here comes the corner kick, though, and I believe that's number 35, Cameron Pascai, taking that. Nice job winning that by, I believe that's Chuck. And here comes another win. I think that was Caden Min winning that one. Okay, here comes the possible counterattack. Oh,
and look at Eli Knotts covering space.
That's what when I said.
Good work, young man.
Here's the thing. That's what I said about him. It's like if he's going to have to do it, he's going to have to do it with his speed because they're bigger than him. But, hey, the bigger they are, the harder they fall, right?
Well, and hey, listen,
and the harder it makes it make it to get the
well,
distance.
And you've got that back line of Senior. I'm sure they're strong.
Yeah.
They have a sweeper every bit as strong as Charles Hawkins is.
I would say, yeah.
And we have just the boys have got to be smart tonight. They've got to be smart in possession.
Yeah.
Because this is the first team all year that I would even minutes in describe as electric.
Yeah. Ooh, he did. I would say I think that was a foul on Braden, and the ref makes the call there. Here comes I believe Chuck to take this kick as he will clear it from the end. Gets over, but nice job winning it back for Senior. Let's see how Braden does. Now, Braden's playing a little bit more back there, and maybe that's because...
And more of a wide roll, too.
Wide roll. Maybe, unfortunately, Chandler can't control that, but Chuck will help take care of it, and that gets it... Oh, but this is what you're saying. You can't give us giveaways against a team of this caliber. Fortunately, Caden Min was able to
step in there.
But that's how they're going to get their goals. You can't. It's one of those you ever talk about with basketball, live ball turnovers, right? When they, it's like it's okay to have a turnover if it's out of bounds. That slows them down. But what you can't do is allow them to get the steal and then be able to take the ball off the court.
Get in transition with momentum.
Exactly. So, that's where you have to be careful. You've got to make sure. Here comes Alex Bovino, gets it out wide to Caleb Yanego. Caleb clears it up, but unfortunately there's no one making the run, so it'll just go easily to the keeper, Eli Day. He can make saves like that all day. Here comes but like I said, RCB has had some moments here. I think while you can definitely see the skill and the ability of Fairmont Senior, it's not like RCB hasn't had their chances to go forward.
And they're not backing down yet.
They're not backing down. So sometimes when you see that, it's good to see, because I will say this is probably as good of. This team is probably better than any team they're going to see in their sectional. So if you can play with this team, there's no team in your sectional that you should.
You can't. And that's a good ball from Caleb Yanego. I mean, not perfect. Don't. And I would love to have seen Gandon control that and just get it back.
But here comes a nice ball in by Chandler Walls, but unfortunately it's going to go to the keeper, just a little too far in. But I like the idea.
And this is another game where you don't be fancy.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to apologize for some of the spicy language we're hearing from the Fairmont Senior fans. We've got a couple here right in front of the mic, and they're a little spicy.
Yeah. Here comes Nathaniel Flower. Will try to clear it wide. Ooh,
what a ball and what a strike. Great save, Cam Clark.
Cameron Clark. How's that not in the back of the net? It's just great reaction.
But
here comes another shot, and Cameron Clark is coming out and
gets a good save. Cam, good job tonight. You've got to be on the ball
how about
tonight.
This? If RCB is going to be able to win, Cam Clark has to stand on his head tonight.
Absolutely, and he. So far, good little position there.
That was. I mean, how about this? Against a lot of goalies, we'd be talking about 1-0 score right now.
We might be talking 2.
Yeah. Well, obviously the rebound doesn't happen if the first one goes in, but one of those against most keepers, one of those is going in. But fortunately, Cam Clark was able to stop both and keep this is a 0-0 contest. That's why I said you want to make sure you have numbers back so to win those balls, so that you don't let them get through. Unfortunately, here comes another counterattack. I think you got the way to be a team that's, that has this ability is you have to absorb that pressure and then look for the chances to go. And when you get them, you got to go quick. Here comes the ball up. Eli's going to try to stay on it.
Great little run by Caden Min there.
But unfortunately, number 10 knew what to do with that and was able to shield off Eli from getting the ball. It looks like Corsini's about to make his first. And maybe that's one of the things is why not starting Corsini. They're going to try to keep some legs fresh, because especially if you are going to go with a counterattacking style, what you want is whoever's at that top to be fresh,
right?
So that you're constantly running them at those defenders.
Absolutely, and that's probably where James Barnett. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Eli Knotts come off for James
and go back and forth, just to always have some fresh legs running at those defenders. Because a lot of times, teams. I'll be honest with you. When I played defense, I usually played 80 minutes, and it was not unusual, and it's not unusual now for defenders to play 80 minutes. But when you start getting to that 60th minute and your legs get a little tireder, but the other guys might be a little bit more fresh, you just keep having them run at you. Maybe then when the ball earlier in the game, maybe when you would have just gotten the ball cleared out in the 60th minute, the guy gets around you, gets the ball, and he's going on goal.
Right, and this is, and the thing that
here comes but great job commanding the box there by Cameron Clark.
So far tonight, Cam Clark's been on his game though. What happened?
What's going on? That was. What?
That's weird. They're making him re-kick it.
I would say if he made a mistake, it's we won it. So now they're going to do it looks like they're going for the having the player right on the keeper, which can cause some troubles. Whenever they've done the corner, they've had a guy right there. Here comes Braden Thomason. He's going to have to be big tonight.
And he's going to have to be big time, and he's going to have to keep possession a little less dance card, a little more endeavor.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's kind of like they do it in hockey too, and I understand it from a gamesmanship perspective, but I also think it's kind of dirty to play that.
Here comes Bryce coming up here, and see why I tell you, I like the fact that Bryce kept the run going at the keeper. Now the keeper did a good job with the ball, but it's always good to test it. Wait, they threw the ball on the field, but the ball wasn't out. So, unfortunately, the ball people there, which it's understandable. I thought that ball was going out. So, that was not an easy one. But, fortunately, it all worked out, and the Eagles will Caleb Unego will get to take a throw-in. Yeah.
Oh.
I think that was a bit of a foul. I think he kind of shouldered him after the ball was fouled. I think that's not. I don't think that's unfair. I mean, I know I'm a homer, but even when a foul's a foul, as long as he makes sure he calls it when the Polar Bears do it.
Absolutely, consistency. Now
let's say
got to get that ball can.
Let's say that was a nice ball in by. I mean, number 10, let's see, Nathaniel Flower. He seems to he's a sweeper for them, but he just really knows how to put the ball out there for his offensive players from the back.
He is every bit a part of their transition play as anybody else.
And that one, fortunately for RCB, they were not able to get a lot on that shot, so it's going to be. But, I mean, it's kind of hard, these type of games, when you're facing teams of this caliber, because it goes two ways. You hate being in this kind of siege mode so much, because right now RCB is in a bit of a siege mode. But at the same time, you always worry that if you give any room for a team of this caliber, they're going to make you pay for it. If he could have seen Anthony there, he was there. Like, if he could have put a through ball, Anthony was right on the backside, and he was onside, or he was not offsides. Well, what are they calling? What's going on?
I don't know.
I don't know. Are they going to call a penalty kick? What
did he call a penalty?
What is happening? It must be an indirect kick because see, it's in the box, but it's not. So that means that for the fans that don't know, an indirect kick means that someone else has to touch it before. So what is? Yeah, like I said, stop the clock. He's got to talk to the coach because personally, I don't know exactly what's going on.
Let's see if we can see it in the replay.
Yeah. Go to the far one on the right and see if it. Okay. Let's see. Unfortunately, it looks like we can get it till after the thing.
Well, and ladies and gentlemen, let's see if we can get back here and see. No, we can't go far enough. But
yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, we're not totally sure.
Okay, but here,
take advantage. This is the only.
He's going that was a good shot. Good job by that keeper there to stop it there. It was a good opportunity. I like what RCB did there, which is because the reason that the player touched it just nubbed it with his foot was because if he didn't and it goes in and it doesn't touch anyone, it's not a goal. So you have to have someone touch it. So by having him do that, had it gone in, but here comes.
But I still don't. I didn't see where the foul was. Oh my gosh! Heart in mouth, ladies and gentlemen.
I say just couldn't quite get on the end of it, but I'm still kind of confused. I was looking a little bit away from the play. Admittedly, I don't see what happened. The weird thing is, if there's a foul in the box, then that's a direct kick. That should just be a penalty. So I don't know what's
like if he was holding him back, that's a penalty.
That's a penalty. It's not an indirect kick, though. To be fair. I've never really understood what the difference between an indirect kick and a direct kick is. Or I know the difference, but why is one indirect and one's direct? It just seems like a lot of times it's just like, I just feel like calling it indirect.
Right, and
because it's like if it's a foul, shouldn't it be a direct kick all the time?
Absolutely. If it's a foul, it's a foul. You don't see indirect kicks in the pros.
No.
So
I just don't.
Well, and poor James Barnett gets about 2 minutes and gets pulled.
Yeah.
Having a weird moment on the right side there.
Here comes Gandon Mays trying to play with Braden Thomason. Nice job, Braden, turning there. Can he get through to somebody?
Great turn here.
Gets it to Bryce, but unfortunately Bryce, he's able to keep it. But
he gets pushed back a little bit.
He had to go back to track back and then tried to play it through to, I believe, Gandon. But Bryce fights. Oh, that was from the back. That might be a card.
That better be a card.
No, he's not calling a card, but that was from the back. Whenever you do something from the back, that should be a card.
Absolutely. And
here comes Alex Bovino for the.
Now I would like to see Bovino go for a teammate.
Don't go for goal here because you're not going to score from here. But just try to chip it over.
And he goes for goal.
Well, I don't know if that was him going for the goal, or just hit it a little too hard because he didn't put a lot of pace behind that. I think he was trying to chip it. And he just hit it a little too hard. That is a hard ball to put.
That's a tough one.
Because it's like you have to hit it high, you have to chip it, and it has to land basically within a 5-yard area, right behind the defense, but before the keeper. And I think that's what he was trying to go for, but he just mishit it a little bit. But here comes the Polar Bears the other way. With about 15 minutes in, still nothing between the Polar Bears and the Eagles. And here comes the counterattack. And he gets it out wide, but they'll keep it in here. They got some guys that can really make some moves with the ball. Here comes
some really good one-on-one players.
Eli Knotts will come in at the next throw.
And I'm frustrated right now, Steve, because the right side we are missing Brad Burnett.
Yeah,
and it's unfortunate that he and Logan are not playing tonight because you as a player you want to play in these big games.
Yeah,
and you know what we need. The right side has just looked. It's there.
Yeah, but
they're not playing. They're not playing particularly well.
Here comes another corner for the Polar Bears. Let's see if we can get some good marking in the air here. Nice ball in, perfectly placed, but fortunately for RCB, it's won by the Eagles, and they're able to get it to the other side. Gandon's going to try to – good job by Gandon there to get it to Corsina. Now, Corsina tries to turn, but it's dispossessed, and it'll still be Polar Bear ball. And he drops it back. Can Corsini – now, like I said, this is what I think they're trying to do. They're trying to keep that fresh legs up there so that when they do get the chance to counterattack, because, I mean, like I said, they're big, they're strong on their back line, but I don't see as much pace on their back line with Polar Bear. So maybe that's what Coach Min has seen, and he's like, hey, let's put a bunch of pace on their back line, and if one ball squirts through and we can find a way to get some guys with some speed back there and get behind them, we can have a go on the goal, Another foul, and here comes this might be where the card comes in because he's stopping the clock. It's going to be on, is that
Gandon Mays?
Gandon Mays will be coming off as, looks like, is that James Barnett? James Barnett will be coming back in.
And Eli Knotts.
Eli Knotts will be coming in as well.
And Gandon has this habit of running and saying some things.
Yeah. So,
and I didn't see a foul, but I think he said something in transition.
I don't know if that was on the foul or on the on something said afterwards, because I could see that being either way.
Right.
Because how about this? Compared to some of the fouls tonight, I don't think that one was the one to say, "Hey, get a card."
Yeah.
Considering some of the fouls we've had on both sides. I think both teams have been pretty physical tonight. So, here comes another long shot. Man, just over the top.
What a ball.
Was that number 10 again? Is that flag?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, now, we talked about Bovino. Don't try it from 35 yards out. Yeah. That young man hit that like a grown athlete.
Yeah. I mean,
that had some whip in it. That was
dipping
tough.
Down. Had it been a couple feet shorter, that would have been a tough one for Cam Clark. Maybe not be able to deal with.
I don't know if tough is an understatement. I think that would have been a
goal.
A goal. Here we are in transition.
Can Bryce get on the end of it? He does, but can
Eli?
Almost, Eli. Almost.
Almost. You've got numbers. You've got to put those away. You've got to do it.
Here comes Caleb. Gets it over to Bovino.
Good job,
Bovino's looking. Another through
Great
ball. Just couldn't quite. And the guy's asking for a flag, but no, I think Corsini did a great job.
He was on.
Getting
he was
back
absolutely on.
What it was he was behind that defender, but there was another guy from Fairmont Senior that hadn't stepped up, and so Corsini made the nice play of seeing that and using that to his advantage. Unfortunately, just couldn't quite get to that ball.
Just couldn't quite get it on frame. But if you want to do that, it's there tonight, guys. I'm kind of surprised that we don't see
nice job by Caleb.
Good work, Unego.
Yep.
That we don't see James Barnett in the 9 role, like with his pace.
Yes. Yep.
I'm sure. Now, Bryce is fighting. Bryce.
Oh, he's just going to give a throw in.
But listen, stand up, Bryce Johnson.
No,
you are
always saying, wait, he's calling a foul on Bryce Johnson?
Are you absolutely kidding me?
That guy shouldered him
into the ground
and led with his shoulder.
See if we can get that on replay, guys.
Yeah. Here comes number 10, though. He's going to play it in here. Let's see if Cam can. Cam comes in. Great job catching it, Cam, in traffic. Good job getting out quick to Corsini, seeing that maybe we can get it up. He's going to
get him in transition
again. Miscommunication. Can Bryce get it?
Oh. And that is that for that defender who has what is 10's name?
10 Flowers, Nathaniel
for Flowers, who has been just all action tonight.
Yeah.
To let that go.
Yeah.
What that was a little odd.
Yeah.
But it speaks to the idea that what's available.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to take the advantage. Those are the type of things, with 20 minutes to go in the first half, 20 minutes in, as good as Fairmont Senior has looked, RCB has had their opportunities. If RCB can get one before Fairmont Senior, that changes the whole complexion of this game, because then, we talk about being able to keep the pressure in and, being able to absorb pressure, because then, we talk about, always worry about when you counterattack about going too far up and then they'll be able to come back and get you. But if you are up one, then you can maintain a little bit back because you're like, hey,
Well, and if there are spaces with at nothing,
yeah.
Senior is going to have to come out a little bit more at down 1-0.
Yeah, that's
so
right. So now if you're saying, well, we've got spaces now, think what's going to happen when it's 1-0 RCB, because now they know it's like, hey, we can't stay back because, well, if we do and we don't score, we lose.
Right.
Ball's going to let's see if it goes. Well, it's going to just go through the thing. Good job by the keeper.
Go to a goal kick. But listen, that right hand. Look at that. Watch that right hand side.
Yeah.
That the center back for Senior is not stepping. The left center back and is not stepping across like he's supposed to.
Yeah.
They're not the left center and left center or left wing back are not communicating.
Yeah.
If RCB can get somebody down the right with some possession,
here comes it.
And that may be why Corsini is taking up space. That's a smart move by Anthony to take up that space between the two of them. Is this goalkeeper a senior or is he a junior?
He's a senior. I will say this. He's been shaky a couple of times, I think. He's made the saves, but he hasn't come out as strong as you expect a senior keeper to come out and and take control. Like Cam has taken control sometimes tonight to this point, and I appreciate the knocking on the wood.
Because he's got to step on his head the whole night.
Because he's got to do it the whole night. If he does it for 79 minutes and he gets one in, that could be the difference in the game. What I'm saying?
But you know what? In a game like this, where we have talked about toughness, where we have talked about identity, leave it all out here.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the boys don't play again until next week.
They play Saturday according to.
Oh, that's right.
They got that Greenbrier East game,
which is back to back. You're going to play Greenbrier East, and you play the number 1 team in the state, and then you're going to play what more than likely the number 2 or number 3 team in the state.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Chris Min, brutal.
Yeah.
But this has been a solid performance for the first 23 minutes.
Wait.
This ref is.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, we aren't purposely trying to make commentary, but soft.
I would say he was ahead because he was ahead of him. The guy. Oh, it gets over him, and it's touched by number 4, Denzel Duvert. But Denzel was fortunately not able to get enough on it before RCB was able to dispossess him. A nice
Good move by Anthony.
But that's where you got to keep your head up. But, hey, can Isaiah get there?
Good work, Isaiah Gabbert. Good work.
I will say this so far, and maybe we haven't. I'll knock on wood again. But these young guys these pace guys from RCB are giving these Fairmont Senior team a little bit of trouble. They're having some trouble with them.
They are, and it's the difference here. The pace is there because you can't teach speed.
Yep. Unfortunately, James Barnett was dispossessed there. But can Charles Hawkins
it's
gets it off of Bubby? Or whoever
the problem is that we don't have a whole lot of we've got Anthony and Bryce who've got better foot skills. if these speed guys also had a little bit better foot skill, what are we looking at? You know,
yeah, about to say,
speculation, but.
That's actually, sorry, it wasn't Bubby. That was Grant Broadhurst, who's actually looked really good, number 5 for. Okay, you're not going to call an elbow to the back of Bovino's head. Okay, I see how it is. I'll just leave it at that.
That's all you got to say.
Yep. Usually, I always thought elbowing people to the back of the head was illegal, but
you would think so.
Okay.
Where are we, Elkins?
Yep. So, anyways, we'll turn it around. Here comes Denzel with the ball. He's looked like a nice little player in the middle there. Denzel Duver. He does a good job in possession, and he's got some.
He looked in warm up. He looked like the electric player for them. And because you told me 9, and I kept saying 4. That kid looks.
Yeah.
But it's he's
now Denzel is a.
My God.
Here goes Braden.
A good save by the keeper.
Eli Day makes a big time save, but almost.
But it's been there. It's been there down the right.
Yep. Keep pushing it, Eagles. Keep pushing it.
Keep flying. Let's go. And poor James Barnett. This is the worst game to come back in.
Yeah.
Because and he's looked off the pace of the game.
Yeah.
Match sharpness is absolutely a thing, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it is. People always talk about match fitness in soccer. When a guy comes back from injury, in a lot of sports, people go, oh, they come back from injury, they're just going to go back and just play.
Do what they do.
But it seems like in soccer, a lot of times you'll see coaches like, okay, well, this game he's going to play 20 minutes. Like, that's it. Even though he's our best player, we're playing him 20 minutes because he's not in game shape. And then then as time goes on, it gives a little bit more. Eventually, they get back to normal,
where he needs to be.
Where they need to be, but it takes time, and it's because of soccer is just such a running intensive sport compared to other ones. I think one time on our broadcast we talked about, was it 4 to 5 miles that the
average central midfielder runs 5
miles in a game. Think about that. That's and like I said, that's you're unfortunately another. A foul on RCB Braden there with the extending arm. That is a foul.
That is absolutely a foul.
So here, but here comes that's that Flower again. Oh, he gets it by him. Okay, that's good talk there.
That's adult leadership. That is a senior and junior. Who knows the call.
Because at the same time, I wouldn't have been against Charles Hawkins just kicking that out for even a corner just to get it out of the way because it's in such a dangerous spot. But obviously having that extra ability and having Cam know, okay, I can get to this ball, and obviously that's the best case scenario, and call him off and say, hey, let me have it. It's mine. And then that way you're not giving up a corner. You got a punt for a very dangerous punter in Cam Clark.
Right.
He's a kicker for the team. He's a punter for the team. He does a great job with that.
He's got an accurate kick.
I say, how about this? I've seen some of his kicks. In West Virginia, I don't know how they do, how the other kickers in AA is, but I can't imagine that he's not in consideration for maybe some all-state kicking honors.
I would think he's pretty close. He's had a really banner year in football.
I would say, yeah. Well, here comes the counterattack, though, for Fairmont Senior. And there's that number 9. There's that Bubby Towns. Oh, nice job by Caden Min.
Good step across because that looked like it was.
That was dangerous. And fortunately, Caden Min. And that's the thing, we talked about how good number 4 is, but there's a reason number 9 scored 28 goals and has 17 assists, and you saw it right there. He went from like a guy who's like, where's he at? And then all of a sudden, boom, he's there, and he almost
instincts.
He's got, he knows where to be. And in a way, it's when you're an offensive player, you want to almost get the defenders to go to sleep on you. Be like, oh, where is he at? He hasn't done. But when you see that opportunity, that moment, okay, boom, I'm going to go.
Right, and in that moment, you see the switch on of it's time to.
It's time to make that play. All right, this is going to be played out by Chandler Walls with about 11 minutes to go in the first half. It is still 0-0. Oh, but can RCB gets it? Bryce. But unfortunately, there's just no one there. But can Bryce get it back? Bryce has been
hustling tonight.
Oh, are they going to call a foul? Oh, yeah, they're going to call a foul, and this is going to be right on the edge of the box. Fairmont.
Now, this, ladies and gentlemen, this is Bovino time.
Yeah, we're saying Bovino. Now, this is one we talked earlier about. 35 yards. Don't go for this, Bovino. Oh no, they're calling a throw. Never mind.
Okay, I thought they were going. I thought they were going for a kick.
I would say the way he walked over with his arm, I thought that was a kick. Caleb tried. He tried to one time it there and center it, but unfortunately, it just came off at a weird angle, and it'll go out. And with about 10.5 minutes to go, it's still 0-0 between the Eagles and the Polar Bears. And a really exciting first half, I think.
This has been a really good first half. I would probably still look at it as a 60-40 Polar Bear Bird split.
Yeah.
But you know, we talked in the pregame that we thought, oh, they're not going to do too hot. Yeah. They've stood up for themselves tonight.
Yeah.
And definitely something to keep their head up about.
Yeah. There you go.
Poor Bryce has just been – the only thing that struggle for him is he has put in a hustleman's performance, and there's just so much for him to cover.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I will say this. If there is any – now, we talk about how good number 10 is with the ball at his feet. But I think that when he's playing defense, he is not as there's a weakness there. His strength is when he gets the ball, he can whip those balls in there. But if you're running for a 50-50 ball, that doesn't seem to be his strength, and that's where RCB can maybe make a play against him. And then really the whole defense. It's their midfield and their offense look really tough. And their defenders are good. Don't get me wrong. These are really good defenders, but there is a weakness. But here comes the through ball, and Chandler,
you have got to get across to that. Here's what I don't understand about that.
Wait, why? How's that a corner? The guy from Fairmont Senior kicked it. It was not off Chandler. How's that corner?
That here a tip. He said a tip.
He said it was a tip, but how did he tip it?
I don't know.
The physics of that tip would be impossible because the way it was impossible.
Again, let's try this replay. Here.
Mrs. Fisher,
Gloria Fisher, forgive us.
Yep. Who's a great physics teacher, would tell you that would have been an impossible tip. Okay, here comes Braden Thomas. If he could have gotten past him, he had room to go. But unfortunately, nice job by the Polar Bear defender to get Braden off there. Nice ball there by Corsini to Bovino, who gets knocked down.
He gets a little chasing,
but he gets up again.
Back.
Because they're never going to keep him down.
Oh. Now listen.
Now they're going to give Bovino a card.
I'm a little scared about what that card's about to look like.
Yeah. It's going to be a yellow. Because, it wasn't a – well, it
was from behind. And
it was from behind. I understand that. But it wasn't the first time somebody's been taken down by behind. Ref, why do we need to have a little chitty chat over here?
I
would say,
probably trying to tell both sides to calm down, be a little less physical. Yep. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Listen, you mentioned Gloria Fisher's name, and I'm is she going to appear out of nowhere?
Yep. Yes. Yep. Actually, somebody talked about maybe we should rename the stadium after Gloria Fisher, or at least the chemistry lab.
Listen.
Something needs to be named after Gloria Fisher
Legend.
At RCB.
Legend.
Absolutely.
Best science teacher. No disrespect to Amy Mortensen. Love you, Amy Mortensen. Best science teacher I ever had.
I've got to say, it's fantastic science teacher.
Fantastic.
Okay, let's get back to soccer. Here comes that number 10 who's got that dangerous leg. He plays it through.
Oh, that's a smart ball too.
Yeah, because he's always gone high, so this time he tries to do the little sneaky ball there.
Right, he went low, and it was hard. It was good pace to it.
Yeah,
and all it needed was a little deflection, and it was going in the goal.
Yeah, so that's another smart thing when you have all the different types of balls, and you know that you can do it.
Yeah.
So here comes the counter. Here comes the Polar Bears with the ball back with less than 8 minutes to go. Still 0-0, in a shove by Fairmont Senior. And here comes Denzel.
They didn't call it. I'm so shocked.
Just outside, and you talk about how good number 4. That was a great looking shot.
That was a great strike. Got his head up.
Yep.
And found the back of the net.
Well, close to the back of the net. Fortunately, did not quite. But I mean, that was only maybe a foot away.
That was tight. If Cam, and good on Cam to have.
I would say it looked like Cam had it covered, but especially with pace at that juncture, coming that close, that's not going to be an easy ball to deal with.
No.
And then especially not only that, it's going to be hard to catch that. So best thing is maybe you parry it away and you give up a corner, and now.
Right. Well, when then a ball
Senior is
coming that quick, you got to be careful.
Well, you got to make sure. I mean, you hate to give up the corner, but you just got to make sure you get the stop no matter what.
Right.
So Caleb's has the ball, and he'll have some time. Let's see what he does with it.
Settles it, finds and can see a streaking pass, but it is a long. That was a long way to try and switch the play.
Let's see. It was, but I like the idea. I think he had some people there. There were people there. He was going for it, and the idea is. We talk about live ball turnovers, but here's the thing: on those long balls, if you lose those balls, it's one of those. It's a risk reward. More likely than not, Fairmont Senior is going to win it. Right. But what's the risk? They really are back in their end. There's not really much going. It's not going to hurt your team too much. However, the reward: what if your guy gets on it? He's running forward deep in their end. Well, here comes. Oh, they're going to have the ball deep. Here comes Nice job. It's that Caden.
Good job, Caden Min. Good job. Listen, the switch to Caden Min and Chuck as a center back pairing really switched this season on for the boys. It really did. I think the two of them, and it's necessity because they are the two best defenders. No disrespect to Alex Bovino that Bird has. And not that Caden and Chuck don't offer.
Oh, he's going to get to turn the corner. Can he? Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh. And there's that Denzel. He was. I believe that's number 4, right?
Yeah, it was absolutely Denzel Duvernay.
It's Denzel Duvert, I believe. It's how it's put. Duvert is his last name. So I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced. Duvert.
Maybe Duvert.
Duvert, maybe because if he's a French.
But I mean that one. The door, they're knocking on the door tonight.
Yeah.
And
that was, I think, other than when Cam had those early saves, when he had like the two like rapid saves, that might have been their best opportunity yet to put one in.
Well, and RCB outside of those 2 or 3 chances has kept the ball in front of them.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you're a young defender or you are someone who is building a team, you tell your defenders. Keep the ball in front of you.
Yeah.
And when you do that, life is easier.
Oh.
Because things like what right there.
Oh. Number 19, that was Ashton Cecil, the senior, had it on goal. Fortunately, he had a bit of a tough touch, and that was able to give. Bryce does a good job standing there to box out. Oh, nice pass but just a little
heavy
too hard
touch from James.
And that's where maybe not being able to play. Here comes Cecil back, and he tells him to get up. And here comes Bovino's got to be careful though.
Oh, yeah, he does. But
come on, ref. He's calling a bench. He said, "Oh, so close." Oh, great-looking ball to Corsini, and you saw Corsini.
This battle between Duvert and Bovino has been really interesting.
Yeah.
And I think that's all. I mean, I think Alex's kind of bit in the middle is to always the transition guy.
Yeah.
That's who Alex marks.
Yeah.
They have been chipping at each other.
Yeah.
But
I think they've let Duvert get a little bit more away
with too much.
Yeah, because I mean he was the guy who kicked him, who went up the back, I think earlier.
Yeah. Absolutely.
He tripped him from behind, and we said how's that not a card? But yet later, when right after Bovino, let's be honest, he was fouled, and then he goes back and in frustration fouls. Then they give him a card. So I mean it's kind of like you gotta be consistent. I think I can see why. Bovino has a card, but no offense, I think Duvert should have a card too. I think they both be working on yellows right now.
And that to me is only fair.
Yeah, because they both have done the same thing.
And I will be exceedingly frustrated.
Nice job by Caden Min to step there. How was able to. Here 19 will have it. Cecil, good job by Bovino, and Cameron Clark will get it and settle this down.
Alex plays with a really aggressive style.
Yeah.
And we've talked tonight is kind of a risk reward kind of night.
Yeah.
but he has got to be careful because Duvert is athletic, he's strong, he's tricky, and he has left the ball a little bit to try and bait Alex into stepping in.
Yeah.
And so far, Alex hasn't bit, but this team cannot
Can Isaiah get to that one? Because on the off his arm. That is off his arm. Thank
you.
Because as somebody would say, as I've said earlier in the broadcast, it doesn't matter what his intention was. The ball his arm was away from his body, and it hit it. That's a handball. Period. Doesn't matter if he wanted it or not. Oh, that's too bad by Bovino. And here comes Denzel Duvert the other way. Can Braden Thompson stay with him? Yes, he can. And then
good work, Braden,
to dispossess him.
Abso-flippin'-lutely. Good work there. Duvert has caused the central pairing of RCB so many problems.
Yeah, I would say, yes. But at the same time, they've done a good job of, here comes the long ball, and here comes Min. But fortunately, that will go out with 1:20 to left as RCB and the Polar Bears are still locked in a 0-0 scoreless struggle.
Duvert is the guy that when you talk like soccer lingo, he's the guy for this team that stirs the drink.
Yeah.
They are absolutely running so much through him.
Yeah.
And credit to RCB. RCB has played really well with him this evening.
Yeah.
And take your hat off for this half.
Yeah.
This is.
I say we got a minute to go. Let's see how we finish it. But if we can finish this strong, oh no, they're going to call a penalty.
What? I don't believe that one. That's absurd.
Let's see if we can get it on here. I think it might be a little late. No, yeah, he's calling it. All right. Yeah, fortunately, no, we can't. We didn't. 40 seconds to go, and here comes. Is that number 5? I think.
No, that's Bubba Towns.
That's Bubby. That's his Towns. It's Bubby Towns. Sometimes it's hard to tell the 9s and the. Yeah, that's definitely because I can see 5 over here.
Yeah,
this
but
is Bubby.
Listen.
All right. 40 seconds to go. Can Cam?
Poor Isaiah Gabbert.
Yeah.
And Cam Clark, do the best you can because these are tough, and this boy strikes it hard.
Yeah. Hopefully he hits it a little too hard.
That's good. Come on.
Over the top.
Over the top, get a save. He's looking. He's probably going to strike it with the outside of his boot, towards the outside.
Yep. He's fancy. He'll try to go up a corner. Hopefully he just misses it.
Let's see. What?
All right.
Okay. You don't need to psych the player out, ref.
Yeah. Little gamesmanship. See how this goes. All right. So Bubby Towns will come up here and he'll shoot. And
great save. Oh!
Great save by Cam Clark, but then he's kicked in by Bubby Towns on the rebound, which you can do if it hits off the keeper. You're allowed to rebound. If it hits off the woodwork, the player, Bubby wouldn't have been allowed to do that. But unfortunately, after such a good half, and a great job.
I mean, saves are not easy like that. But, and that he struck it hard, he struck it low. Yeah. Hats off to Cam Clark for the
initial save. Because there's not much more you can do about that. And Cam's talking with that center ref, and, I mean, I don't know what the conversation is. I guess he's saying that the ball was between his legs, and technically if the ball is between his legs as the keeper, he would have control of it, and so he's not allowed to kick it out. That's, I think, what he's making the argument. I don't know if that's his argument.
That absolutely is. And that's absolutely what it was.
Yeah.
We'll have to figure out this replay thing for next season.
Yeah. What it is that we get so much into the game. Usually there's a reason why in, professional broadcasts there's someone who's dedicated solely to just doing replay. Because they can focus and be like, okay, there's the play. Or, okay, he makes the call that time when it's no time left. Yeah.
It's frustrating. Now, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this has been an electric half. Yep. Steve, what are your halftime thoughts?
I think RCB has played a really good half. They should be 0-0, and I think Chris Min is telling the ref it should be 0-0 right now. He's letting him know that. And I'm glad he's standing up for his team because that call was not I'm going to try to be as charitable. Not good. Let's just leave it at that.
Not a good call.
Not a good call, and it could cost you the game. And that's ridiculous, and that needs to be put on the report for this ref.
Well, and that's what we talked about in the opener is if we could keep Fairmont Senior scoreless in a half.
Yeah.
Come out and play.
Yeah.
Come out and play.
And the thing is, you worry about if Bubby kicks it. I mean, like I said, if nothing else, at the end of the game, I guess if you go back in the stream and you go back to that point in the game, we can look back to see exactly what happened.
Right.
And, because if it is between his legs and he kicks it, it's a keeper. Keeper gets a little bit more of an advantage there. I think we've all had that discussion,
right.
where keepers do get, because you're trying to protect that keeper, because a lot of people are running at him and stuff like that, and that's a dangerous position.
And it's it's all on the striker to go after it. Adrenaline happens.
Personally, I'm going to say this. I think the rule needs to be changed. I think the guy who kicks the ball should never be allowed on a rebound, period. And that's a soccer rule right now, and he followed the rules. I'm just saying, I think that the advantage of being the kicker in a penalty kick situation is so high. If the guy makes the stop, you screwed up. Yes. You don't get to come back and get that rebound. I don't care. You should just be like, I'm out. Now, if one of your teammates running from outside the 18 beats everyone else and puts it in, okay, I can accept that. But not you. You messed up, Bubby Towns. You don't deserve a goal.
Right, and to get his 29th here, it's just so frustrating. And I feel for Cam. And I don't understand, like, you just have to feel for him in that moment. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to step away here for a minute, and we'll be back on RCB Streaming Network. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are ready for an electric 40 minutes.
Yep.
Now, Steve and I on the off air, we're still a little peeved for Cam Clark.
Yeah.
Still a little frustrated. You can see it on the bench.
Yeah.
Coach Ron, Coach Chris are not happy, and Cam has been a sullen figure the whole time.
Yeah.
But you know what? They've been until just now. They were sitting as a team. They were listening. They were directing. They're angry too because they know. And I like I say, I feel for Isaiah Gabbert.
Yeah.
They have put in a really hard look.
Yes. They've done everything that you would like them to do in a game like this against an opponent of the quality of Fairmont Senior. I mean, this reminds me when we used to play like the Parkersburg teams who just had all those players and just was deep everywhere and just all those guys. And, now sometimes when we were younger, they would just run us off the field. But, when we got to be seniors, I remember we had a couple games that went right down to the wire. And it was so, it was so hard because you had to worry about every little thing, and it's always constant pressure because, if you make a mistake, those guys are going to make you pay every time.
Right.
And it's hard to play like that for 80 minutes,
It's hard, and it's hard to play against that kind of quality.
Yeah.
Because it's not like Duvere and Bubby Towns are the only two people on that squad who are pushing.
I'm going to say that we talk about how good that Flower kid is at playing the ball forward, and
right.
That Broadhurst, Grant Broadhurst, who's number 10, number 5, who's looked really good at times. So they've had a lot of people who have really, made some nice plays tonight. They have a lot of talent up and down their roster, and they're very deep. And the question is, can RCB? We don't have nearly as many players, but can RCB keep their legs together and find a way to get some? It looks like I think they changed their keeper. That's not the same keeper as the first half.
No, they put out a second keeper.
No.
That's.
I believe that's probably they have 3 guys listed on their roster. They have 3 keepers. That's crazy to think. I can't see if it's 0 or 00. Can you tell from your angle?
Hold on, I've got some glasses. Let me see.
All right.
If I put them on the right side. Well, let's see. It is 00.
So that would be Aaron Conley. He's also a senior. So actually their backup keeper is a senior. So they have a senior keeper and a senior backup keeper. Now maybe because they're both seniors, maybe this is planned. Maybe they do it all the time where they have them both play one half.
But it's I don't know.
I'm not saying that is the case. I don't know.
And maybe I get a little too caught up in the brinksmanship of athletics. But you know what? If you are playing a tight game like this and you switch your keeper, that's a little bit of a mind game, I think, because it would say, we don't take you as seriously.
Well, either that or they're saying that the other thing to take into account, maybe they don't think their keeper, because, I'll be honest with you, there was a couple of plays where I would thought their keeper looked a little shaky, so, maybe that was the other thing, like, hey, you almost gave up a goal or two because of shaky plays, and we're not going to deal with that. We got a good backup here. You're just going to sit on the bench.
And that's what good teams can do.
Yeah.
And that big teams can do.
Here comes another dangerous ball coming in for Chuck. Wins it and can help clear it, but it's not out of danger yet. And here comes the one. They're going to play the 2-man game over on the side here. And here comes Bubby Towns, I believe, with the ball now. He's looking for somewhere to go. He gets around James, dispossessed by Chandler, and that ball will go out. And we'll see how. Here comes nice little 1-2 by Towns there. Almost got it in there. I mean, that was nice. He has good anticipation, and great players have that.
Right.
Here comes Braden Thomason trying to. I don't think
Towns made a meal of that one.
I would say, yeah.
Oh, you're fading.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, I forget that we're talking about high school students.
Yeah.
A little bit of.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with soccer, we see it too much where guys, oh my gosh, I got touched and I'm now rolling on the ground, and then you get the call and it's like, oh, well, by the way, I'm completely fine. Yeah.
Now,
like I said, who's the theater teacher at RCB now?
Why, Mr. Turner.
Mr. Turner.
But let me tell you, Fairmont Senior also has one of the elite. We talk about their athletics.
Yeah.
Fairmont Senior also has the elite theater program in the state.
Oh, really?
Well. They are. Now, I don't know if they're always the elite program, but they are consistently. Their thespian troupe is amongst the top 3 or 4.
Oh,
now, that's a good ball if Anthony can get to it.
Fortunately, Conley will come out and get there. Maybe Bubby Towns needs a story in
their dramedy.
In their next drama.
That's another title you could go after there, Bubby Towns.
Yeah.
You got a great stage name, Bubby Towns.
Bubby Towns stars in Oklahoma.
A Streetcar Named Desire.
A Streetcar Named Desire. There we go. Stella. Here comes Cam Clark.
We love us a good theater here.
Oh, I love the theater. I've seen about 3 or 4 plays on Broadway, and if you ever can, do it.
Do it.
I don't care. I don't care which one it is. It really doesn't matter. They're all fantastic.
Even if it's Waitress, and you totally wanted to see something else, but you saw Waitress. It was great.
I say. I mean, there's no. If it makes Broadway, it's fantastic.
It's fantastic.
It's just that simple. But let's go ahead and get back to
back into the sports.
Soccer. Here comes Denzel with getting the and.
I'm surprised we haven't made a training day reference.
Yep. Number 35 here. Play a little bit of ping pong here, see if RCB. Unfortunately, so far it seems like, other than that one ball that Corsini, it seems like Fairmont Senior's kind of had the pace of play so far in the second half, about 4 minutes in. But here comes Corsini, and he wins a throw in here.
Well, and you know what? I'd be interested to know why he sat at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
But whatever happened, Anthony. I wouldn't say it's been his A game, but I would say it's his B+ game tonight.
I'm going to say he's looked great tonight.
He's looked dangerous.
He looked dangerous. And he needs to do that, because if he does, somebody's going to have to step up, because RCB obviously being down 1-0, they need to find something. Braden needs to get a touch on that. Here
Absolutely.
comes Caden. Nice job by Caden.
Smart play, Caden, man. Smart play there to take a light touch as opposed to a heavy touch.
Now, that worked out, but that was a dangerous ball, though.
Absolutely. Why put it 20, 30 yards across the face of your
going backwards? I'm not a fan of that. It worked out, but oh no, here comes Bubby Towns, and they've got numbers. Can Chuck get to it? Yes,
absolutely
Chuck can do it.
And good job, Charles Hawkins.
Yep.
Smart.
That was big, because that was they had some momentum there and they had some numbers, but fortunately. And good job, Caden, there, finding a guy. There was a guy on mark. Caden found him, and then here comes Denzel with Braden watching him. As the Fairmont Senior will, and here comes another shot. Ooh, just outside the net. I think Cam had it, but that was going to be a dangerous one to deal with. So fortunately, it'll go just wide, and Cam will get the goal kick with about 34 minutes left. So we're about 6 minutes into the second half. And, nice win, though, by the Polar Bears. And here comes Bubby Towns, who I really think as this game's gone on, he's gotten stronger, I think, And
great players always do.
Yeah. He's finding ways. And here comes Denzel as he gets it back.
Well, and that's, we were talking about that off air, like, that's the challenge of the center back pairing right now is, you constantly you want to play in these games as a good player or as an athlete in general, but you are going to be on edge for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Because that guy, one little step,
one little misplay, and he's going to the net. He's putting one in the back. Oh, here comes number 19. Nice stop, and great job by Clark to not only get the stop, but prevent the rebound. And Ashton Cecil had a nice strike there, but not only did he get it, because there was a couple Polar Bears standing right at his feet had he dropped that to put it in the back of the net.
The other thing that I've noticed tonight is that our transition play out of dead balls like that seems more purposed.
Yes, I agree.
I have seen – now, it's not always worked, and a lot of times
come out. Can Bryce get it?
A lot of times it's been what we're watching right now in Bryce, having to – and a little miscue there from Anthony. It's been Bryce having to chase things,
good job
but he's
by
found
Bovino.
some joy too. Good step by Alex.
Gets it up. Can we
get somebody in the box there?
Yeah, Bryce is going to try to send it in. Unfortunately, there was no one there, and unfortunately, that will get past Corsini, who gets it to Chandler, who gets it back. Nice job by Chandler and Braden playing the two-man game to get it out there. See if Braden can find somebody. All right.
Now, and the encouraging thing, and I didn't think about this until just now, our entire back line are all underclassmen.
Yep. They'll all be back.
They'll all be back, and a great foundation is a good place to build.
Yep.
As I say that, and Chuck gets beat in transition.
Yeah. Nice job by Caden to win it in the air to prevent the
And I don't know what Charles was thinking there.
I would say just a little too far.
He chucked it.
From downtown.
From downtown.
It's no good.
No good. No points. No points.
Here comes. Anyways, sorry.
No, listen. We can't apologize. What happens in transition?
Okay, come on.
Come on. That ball has got to be there sometime. And like we've been saying for weeks.
Yep.
9 out of 10 times, it's not gonna make it. But that one connection,
because all you need is 1-2 goals can win you games. I mean, right now they're up 1-0, but if one hits, you're tying. If 2 hits, you may win this one.
Listen, if you offered me a tie right now, I would bite your hand off.
Yeah.
If you said I'll give you a tie right now, where's the salt?
Yeah. So. No, still 1-0 though. 30 minutes to go. Polar Bears still lead 1-0 over RCB, but RCB has, like I said, they've looked pretty good. I mean, other than obviously, unfortunately, there's nothing they can do about giving up the goal. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
But other than and the fact is, I mean, Cam's made a couple saves on really tough shots, but really, I mean, they've done a good job of keeping this Polar Bear offense, who averages, like I said, over 5 goals a game. They've done a good job of keeping them under wraps so far. But we're only 50 minutes in, so you got 30 minutes to go, and we saw how the girls, it'll go wide. We saw how with the girls, though, as Rosario Jones, I think that's how it's pronounced. I apologize, sir, if that's not how it's pronounced. But he took it off, and nice try with the left, but just a little too far.
Right.
The idea, though, is that this is a team that was able to score 19 goals in a game. No matter what opponent you're going up against, if you're not going up against an empty stadium, 19 goals is hard to put up. That's almost a goal every 4 minutes. That's crazy when you think about it.
Crazy.
And, you got that type of talent. You got that type of scoring ability. So, fortunately, to this point, RCB will knock on wood. Here comes Corsini. And I don't think this ball is going to get in the box. But unfortunately, good job by
keeper came across. Get the ball. Let's go.
Aaron Conley was able to clear it out for the Polar Bears, but that's why when you can get that ball, especially if you can have a ball angling out where that was not in the box, so now Conley can't pick it up. So now he's not where he wants to be.
Right. And that's a good long throw there.
Fortunately, it just goes over Gabbert, and it's cleared. But good job by Unego to win there. Chandler comes over, and he's going to play it back in. Can Bryce win it? Not quite. But here comes the keeper. Does a good job coming out on that one, calling it, controlling his area.
The other player that we don't talk about him a whole lot is Chandler. Chandler Walls, you have played a really nice game tonight.
Yes.
This kid out wide, he's got an armband, which means he's trusted.
Yep.
He's a player that they believe in. He's been dangerous, and I've seen him get loose. Chandler, he's gotten loose with Chandler once.
Yeah.
And couldn't put it on frame. Yeah. So,
yeah,
I think that's a really good performance here from Chandler.
Yeah.
I hope that he understands the highlight there. Now,
yeah. Here comes Isaiah Gabbert trying to win the ball there and get it to Bryce. Bryce just couldn't quite get on the end of it. Good job. Nice job by Caden Min to win it there, but this one will go out. But, hey, you know what I always say, deep throw-ins, push up, make them
earn it.
Make them earn it. Don't give them an easy out. You know,
No.
I would go up to, if I were Bryce, I'd go up right up on number 10 and say, nope, you're not getting that throw-in right there.
No, don't create gaps in your
thing, but just, you know, everyone push up a little bit. They, you know, you can't. No one's going to throw that ball 50 yards. So like if you're 40, 50 yards down the field, no one's going to get it there. No one in high school can do that. I mean, it's not, you know, we're not dealing with, you know, because even quarterbacks couldn't throw it like that because the way you have to throw it in soccer is just so different that you just can't.
It's
Plus
harder.
the bar's not made to be thrown. Oh, but here it comes through. Can Cam Clark
what
with
a
great
save, Camden Clark. What a great reaction save.
And he denies Bobby Towns his 30th goal of the season. Here comes Braden Clark, Braden Thomason the other way.
Slow it down. Smart move. Good. Get it back out.
Oh.
And that.
Oh.
Now, where is the card for that? That's a dangerous play.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous play. He left a lot on there. He did not get the ball.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen. That James Barnett just got taken for a ride, and I'm not here for it.
So now, if you're Bovino, what you're going to try to do is I'd like to put it around the 8 where the penalty area is, and give your team a chance to maybe get on the end of this and head this in.
Set it. You got to put it just outside.
I would say just outside the 6 if you can. Unfortunately,
or not.
Well, I mean, like I said, these are tough. I mean, you're asking high school kids to to kick a ball 40 yards and put it in like such a small spot.
In a 2-foot spot.
In a 2-foot spot.
It's like the 17th green at Pete Dye.
Yeah.
Tight.
It's tight. You know, so I mean, if they miss hit it, it's completely understandable.
Right.
But with 25 minutes to go, and if this guy, I'll be honest with you, if this number 10 isn't the kicker for Fairmont Senior, he needs to be the kicker for Fairmont Senior.
He needs to be the kicker, yeah.
How about this? He's a junior, so if the kicker of Fairmont Senior is a senior, I think I found your kicker next year, Polar Bears.
I mean,
yeah,
absolutely. Like, and then talking about putting it 30 and 40 yards on a dime, I mean, he has been athletic and good, and he's had some good.
Yeah,
he's moved the ball well.
Yep. And then and Bryce gets pushed down, and there's Denzel again.
And that's a little bit of a makeup call.
I was about to say, I don't know if that was a foul. I don't know if I would call that, but he's going to go quick as we're going to give it to Braden. Braden's got it. Can he turn the corner? No.
Gear change here.
See if he can get to Bovino. Bovino kicks it, but can't get it in.
Oh no, man! Oh, and I don't know if it would have counted.
Yep. Well, wait. Did they call it offsides? Because that wouldn't have been offsides on Bovino.
I don't know what there was. There was some kind of. Maybe the boys were talking for a.
They said no. They did call an offsides. Well, how could Bovino have been offsides? He kind of got
I
kicked
don't know.
off of it.
I think Chuck might have been a little off.
Okay, so it's saying someone else in the play was on.
Yeah, I think so.
I was say I thought Bovino was on because he literally was kicked off him in the first place. So how can he kick off him and then it goes back? Goes obviously the other way. But how can he be offsides then?
Right. That's
like it's just.
This is one of those times we need to mic up things.
Yep.
Because I need to be able to hear what the call is.
Okay.
What the situation
so
is.
Here comes the Polar Bears. Here comes Denzel with in a dangerous spot. Gives it to Bubby, who gets it taken. Number 8. That is Rosario Jones. He gets that one, and that will make it 2-0 Polar Bears. It was just it was unfortunate because you had a lot of people there, but it just leaks out. He's in the right place at the right time.
And it just scooted. That one is. Yeah. That one's tough.
That one's a tough one to deal with. I mean, it wasn't bad. There wasn't that bad defending. It's just they overloaded the side. The ball gets out there, and that will be the 6th goal in the year for Mr. Jones.
That one is tough.
Yeah.
Now here's the point though. You have 23 minutes.
Yeah.
Don't drop
and
your
for
head.
some reason the clock's running.
That's odd. Yeah, and here's the crux moment for these boys.
Yeah.
Because in games past, that kind of goal, they drop their head.
Yeah.
And are they going? Here's that moment where you have to say, "Am I going to still do what I've been doing?"
Yeah.
And because if you get a goal in the next 2 or 3 minutes,
it's still a game.
It's still a game.
Yeah.
And
the opportunities have been there. I mean, like I said, that last one we only could have put one on the net.
You gave up a tough goal.
Well, yeah.
And
good stop by Clark there on Towns, who puts a rocket to it, but just can't quite get it to
settle in the corner.
Corner. Nice job by Corsini to win there. Let's see if, unfortunately, James just wasn't able to take care of that.
James will get himself back in the contention. This is a really rough night to come back out.
Oh, and unfortunately that's won by Bubby, and Caden needs to be careful there, and it looks like he's committed a foul there. And with about 22 and a half minutes to go, it is 2-0 Polar Bears. So
this is frustrating because you can see it.
Yeah.
And if they watch back on this film, like somebody on that field has got to be talking to the boys to pick their heads back up.
Yeah.
Because when Caden Min gets frustrated, the rest of the room gets frustrated.
Nice
oh my
job.
Gosh.
Well, it was an offsides, and they pulled the offsides trap very well there. Yeah. And that's why I was thinking, I was like, wait, shouldn't they be offsides? Because we literally all stepped up at the same time. So good job on RCB to pull the offsides trap, and it was a trap, and they fell for it.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. Admiral Akbar set it up.
He set it up.
Well, actually, no. They would be Admiral Akbar. We'd be the other people.
Right.
Here comes the other way, though. And here comes, did they just cheer for their player to take out Bryce?
Listen, but
I'm okay. Well,
not only was that coming together, but the defender shoved Bryce down.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because Bryce was there, and the keeper was going for the ball and was sliding through. I don't think that was.
Oh, that's a little rough right there. That's a little rough.
Oh yeah, they might. Well, they're going to stop play for a second to check on the.
He's off the field. Switch somebody. Come on.
Yeah. Well, I think they. Well, yeah. It's an injury. So, but. He was coming through. He was kind of sliding. So I'm not thinking it was anything deliberate or to be bad. It was just because it wasn't like he came in with a lot of pace to it. I think he just came through and just happened to catch Bryce.
Right.
Here comes RCB back. Let's see. Oh, here comes. Can you get it to Isaiah? Just can't quite get it there.
And I think that is the phrase of the evening, guys.
Yeah.
Guys and gals, just not.
This is a game of inches. This has been such a game of inches. I mean, a few inches here and there, and RCB might be ahead right now.
Because they've been playing these balls over the top, and they're there. But you're playing a game that's not a high percentage shot.
Well, I mean that's the thing. The question is this is a good game to play against a team of the caliber of Fairmont Senior? The question is this the type of game you need to be playing when you play your sectional opponents? Because like we said, we think I think this is the better team than any team we would see in our section. I think they're better than Philip Barber. I think they're better than Liberty. They're better than Grafton. If
you have a more senior laden team, this is a great team to play late in the season.
But here we go. As this might be a good counterattacking opportunity. And
he split a couple players. But he
didn't go down, but that's why they play advantage there. He gets it back to Bovino. Bovino gives it to Thomason. Can Thomason turn? Okay. Nice job by Braden. Can he? Yeah, he's going to get to it.
But he's playing like he's trying to waste time. What are you doing, Braden?
And it's going to go out there, but nice play by the Polar Bears to get it out of their end. But Braden had some good chances. He got in the corner. I don't know what the next step. I think if he probably just needs to center that and just see if they can get someone on there. But, hopefully if people were making runs, we'll have to look back at the thing. Oh, here it comes. He's going to come through. And number 27, let's see, or no, is that 21? 21, I believe. It's Connor Grimmett was the one who was up there for the Polar Bears, but it'll be a throw-in for Bubby Towns. Gets it to Denzel. Denzel clears it to Nathaniel Flower, who puts another.
Oh, man, and there is Duvere.
Actually, I don't think that is Duvere. That's number 14. That's
it is a different player.
Number 14, who
I'm so sorry.
I don't see him on here. Hold on. Is that 14? Let me double check and make sure I'm saying the right number. That's 14. I don't see a 14 on the roster, so unless I'm missing them. So I'm sorry, unknown player who just scored a goal. Congratulations to you. Blame your coach for not putting an accurate roster on.
Right.
On there.
Listen, SSAC, get under these teams. They got
that
accurate documentation.
Accurate documentation of who number 14 is. Well, actually, you know what? I might be able to figure that out. Just give me a second here. But as we go, here comes RCB. See if they can try to get one back here late in the game.
Well, and you saw it in that it's frustrating because this game is going to get ugly fast.
Yeah.
The boys have that second goal.
Clint Radcliffe. He's on the one that was on my phone. Clint Radcliffe is the guy who scored the goal. So good. So congratulations, Clint. Okay. All right. And here comes like I said, you worry about RCB, all the good that you did, and then you don't want it to go away.
To be undone by this situation. And it's what's happening.
Yeah. And
it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
And some of that is you've got a largely young team.
Yes.
I mean, you look out here, back line, they're all either sophomores. I think there's one junior.
Yeah.
Well, wait, Chandler Walls, is he a junior or a sophomore?
He's a sophomore, I think.
Your midfield has a sophomore.
Yeah.
And a senior. Your front line has one senior and then a sophomore and a freshman.
Yeah.
So, you're playing with a lot of really young guys.
Yeah.
And they're not untalented, but they are letting this team – every team has gotten in their heads. They go down a goal or two and just go whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we saw it a little bit in the last game when they lost to
a Grafton team that was not superior to them.
No. Unfortunately, that was partly fluke because the goal that tied the game was a fluke. It was an absolute fluke, and that was a terrible situation because obviously that changes the whole game because it's a big difference between down 1-0 and then up tied 1-1 because then RCB's pushing up, and that allowed Grafton to come back and get that second goal. But, I mean, the thing is, I think that when RCB is playing its best, it can play with anyone in this area. But it's just – and it seems like unfortunately, no, Chuck's got to take –
that's sloppy. Here comes –
Is that Bubby?
That's his 30.
That's his 30th. Bubby Towns has his 30th.
Somebody thinks he's Cristiano.
I'm going to say, a little bit excessive for West Virginia high school soccer. But,
right, when you're up 4-0.
Yeah. I understand in the pros they do that, but it is what it is. But you know what? He's a great talent. I guess that's his brace. He gets his brace for the night. His second goal. But yeah, just unfortunately a little sloppy play out of the back by Charles there, who's usually so solid back there. I mean, that's the tough part about being a central defender because you play great for 64 minutes, and then for a few seconds you make one mistake, and it's like you give up that goal, and then you feel terrible sometimes. But the key is to keep your head up. Here they come again.
And this is what happens when you're tired.
Yeah. Nice job by Chuck.
Good job stepping across there.
And then Chuck will clear it, and Bryce is going to come back.
And I know Chuck's angry at himself right now.
Yep.
And you can kind of just see it. Like you have worked hard for so long to keep them out.
Yep.
It's tough.
Yeah.
This team is very good.
Yeah.
They're probably gonna win the state title.
Yeah. They're a team that's definitely going to be. I think they'll make it to states. It's looking like they'll make it to states. And when it comes to soccer, obviously we understand that just because you're the better team, when you play teams that are near your level, sometimes you're going to lose to a slightly inferior team because the ball goes in, the ball bounces weird. You get that one goal that you don't expect, and then the other team kind of bunker in and whatever. Soccer just lends itself to more upsets, I think, than other sports because of the low-scoring nature of it. But at the same time, they're definitely a team that if they are hosting their third straight state title, I would not be shocked to see that here in late October. Or early. Usually it's like early November, right? It's when the states is.
It's that first week in November. I would not be shocked.
Yeah.
I mean, they are far and away the better team. I wouldn't say they're far and away the better team, but they are far and away the best team we've watched this year.
Yes, I say you can just tell that extra quality they have across the board. They're so athletic. They know what they're doing, and I mean, you talk about their coaches. The coaches' record right now is coming into the day will be 38 now, but he's going to be 38-6-5 in his career. I mean that's incredible. That's
right. So they just win.
They win, and even their old coach that helped them win a state title, Jim Donardi, is an assistant still on the staff. So they have that experience of having a guy who's already. They have a head coach who won a state title on their staff, with another coach who's won state titles as head coach. So I mean that just gives you all that extra.
Right, and this generation of RCB players, there is still some hope for them.
Yeah,
they are not. There are some good kids coming from WI.
Yeah.
And I think Coach Min has done a really nice job in building a foundation with these boys.
Absolutely.
They're going to have to find somebody to replace Bovino.
Yep.
They're going to have to find somebody who can
play goal like Cam Clark. That's
right.
Going to be,
and that's a hard that one I think is the toughest change.
Yeah.
And it's credit to how good Cam is.
Yes.
But they haven't when they've transitioned somebody to goal next year. Like, there's not someone who is the mix that Cam Clark is.
No.
And so we'll have to see where they go. But I think I'm really excited about having this back line back. I'm sure they're going to have to find another center back because I'm sure that they're going to move Caden into Bovino's spot. That's probably the change that they'll make.
Yeah.
But if they kept that back line, they've got a really solid foundation.
Absolutely. I was just hoping to look up here how the WI boys and girls have done, but unfortunately they've not updated their roster, their schedule since the beginning of the year. So
now here's a ball over that's a good ball in transition.
Here comes.
But Anthony gets shielded out. I mean, and he keeps fighting. Credit to Anthony Corsini. And he kept it in.
Oh.
Shoved him to the ground. What are you doing?
Yeah. Oh, he's going to give him a card for getting upset about being shoved to the ground.
Are you?
Yep. He got shoved to the ground. That's exactly what they called in the first half in the same position that gave him that goal, the penalty kick that gave him the lead.
That's absurd.
Yep.
And looks like he's going to card Coach Min also.
What's Coach Min getting carded for? Hopefully he can't. Hopefully the ref doesn't have this feed going into his ear. He might be coming up and carding us.
He just might.
He's gonna come up and just go like that, and we're like, "Oh, we're carded."
Well, I think I've got some. I would have some choice words here.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we need to maintain. We're trying to maintain our objectivity. Like we say, we're homers.
Yeah.
But it's frustrating.
This is frustrating right now.
And
Anthony,
and
it's like there's still 11 minutes to go. It's like
we're still gonna have to play it.
Yeah. Nice for Caleb Roselius to come in to get some minutes. He's a freshman, yeah.
What is this clown show of, like, we're running around with the ball, we're carrying, like.
Yeah. Bubby Towns was doing, an old juggling drill over there with the ball somehow. I don't know why.
So we have a situation at the goal, but now we're going to go to the 40-yard line and give the 30-goal scorer free run with the ball. Absurdity, ladies and gentlemen. Nice little snap from Fairmont Senior there. And there's a handball.
We need to.
The clock needs to start here, and refs notice it finally.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and
gentlemen,
a lot
of people have to do a lot of things, so sometimes it's hard to keep track of everything when you're doing the clock. I've done the clock before. It's not an easy task, and especially sometimes with that little trigger there, it's hard to tell.
And sometimes you don't figure out that that's how the clock works.
Yeah.
Until your athletic director walks over and says, "Oh, it's just a trigger."
By the way, our guy just got shoved down again, but hey, no call.
Hey, yeah, no, we can just let Bubby Towns do whatever he wants. He scores 30 goals. 30 goals.
I say, maybe it's too bad Zinedine Zidane didn't have this ref, or he could have gotten away with headbutting that guy in the chest, and then nothing would have mattered.
Italy wouldn't have won that World Cup. I would have lost my mind watching it.
Yep.
Can
Chuck?
Oh goodness!
Good job by Chuck to fight with him and to take it out. Yep. Good job by Chuck there to recover and prevent the goal. With 10.5 minutes to go, it is still 4-0 Polar Bears. It's a goal. It's going to be a corner kick, so dangerous position obviously for RCB. Let's see if they can get a stop here. And as the ball goes out, nice way to head it. Away there, I believe that was Braden Thomason winning the head there. Good job by Braden to clear it out. And here comes Caleb Roselius, the freshman, getting some play time. Long ball in, and just couldn't quite get it to Flower could not quite make that connection there to, I believe that is Bubby Towns. Yeah, the one thing you're concerned about, though, if you're the Fairmont Senior coach, if I were the coach, I might, with a 4-0, here it is. Yeah, he's taking Bubby out. Because, if Bubby were to get injured here, a week away from the season, and he's out for the sectional, they've got some really tough sectional teams. Because you got to remember, East Fairmont, who's pretty good, that's in their sectional. So it's not a gimme for them to get out of the sectional. I think they're better than East Fairmont, but especially if, say, like a Bubby Towns goes down.
Right.
You're dealing with. And
it is not easy to replace a 30-goal scorer.
That would change the whole dynamic of the game. So I would, and he has pull him. I remember only one time I was ever upset in a game as a coach because we were losing to a team, and it was like 6-7-0. We actually didn't play that bad. It was just one of those things where they had forwards and our forwards just couldn't quite score. And every time their forwards got up, they were able to put it in the back of the net.
Right,
it's kind of like that girls' game where the score was more lopsided. So at the end, though, in the last 20 minutes, I'm like, it's about 5-6-0. I'm like, okay, I want to try to get as soon as he pulls his starting forwards, I'm putting in my defensive defensive backups because I'm like, okay, let's do that. Didn't pull him the rest of the game. Never pull him. So I had to put my backups in with 10 minutes to go, and so they score a couple of cheap goals on me because.
It's frustrating.
And I'm like, I just gave that coach a death stare. Like, how dare you try to run it up in that situation with those kids? That's not right.
That's a good touch there for Braden Thomason.
Yeah. And actually, Harrison Senzel is in, I believe.
Right, and he's getting some time on the right here.
Another freshman getting some time here, and Braden does a good job winning it back and gets it to Gabbert, who tries to get to Senzel, who gets through him, but fortunately he goes straight to Bryce, who's looking. He sees Eli, but Eli just can't quite get on the end of it. But did Eli keep it in?
He got it. He kept it in.
But unfortunately, it's going to go to the keeper. He kind of okey-doked that guy. He's like, oh, I can't. No, I'm going to get it.
A little bit.
he okey-doked the kid, but unfortunately didn't quite work out. With 7.5 minutes to go, 4-0. Polar Bears, as Chuck will clear it up. Now, as we have some time here, this is our last regular season home game. So before we say I just want to make sure to say thank you to like Alex Bovino and Bryce Johnson and Christian Jenkins and Kalyn Clark, who I believe are and now did I say Alex Bovino? Yeah,
you just said Bovino.
Okay, so yeah, those are the 4 seniors this year. For their hard work this year and for all they've done for the program for the last 4 years. Obviously, they still have a game Saturday on the road, and they might have another game home. We'll see. I mean, depends on how the seeding of the sectional goes. I think they will. Based on what I've seen. But
looks like Peyton Smith's going to get some time.
Good for him.
Good for
But thank you guys for all your hard work. And if this is the last time you ever step on RCB's field, just thank you for what you did. We appreciate you. And once an Eagle, always an Eagle.
Absolutely.
And so, and we'll get back into the main thing, which is 6 minutes to go, 4-0, and that ball's going to go out. And as both teams have made some subs now, so we're going to get some kids who don't usually get a ton of playing time to get in, though the seniors look like are staying in. So,
well, you can't pull them on the.
I would say,
oh no! Yeah. Listen here, Fairmont Senior. Peyton Smith cannot get hurt.
Yeah,
he is a brilliant dancer. He's a wonderful member of the show choir. No, you don't 2-foot stud tackle. Peyton Smith.
I hear up in Fairmont there's a preacher up there that has made it a law against dancing. But there's some guy named Kevin Bacon that's trying to fight back against.
Apparently. I was going to say, what is this, the 1930s?
Because they got to cut loose.
Foot loose.
Here comes Alex Bovino.
That was the sneakiest foot loose reference, Steve Kennedy. I for a second was like, there really, it's a foot loose reference, son of a.
Here comes Alex Bovino.
And why not? Go on, son.
Come on.
Oh, come on. That was so close.
Aiden Conley almost had the
Conley, I'd have had to say nice things to him. I'm kidding. I like Aiden Conley a lot.
Yep.
So close.
Just outside his reach. Nice job by Bovino to put that in the middle.
Good work, Alex Bovino. But, man, it's just so this has been a frustrating loss for the Eagles.
Here comes.
Because you're building momentum and you're building momentum.
Yep.
And then you give away a
nice
cheap
try
one.
by Bovino there, just a bit high. With 4.5 minutes to go, here comes another sub as somebody's coming in, but the ref hasn't noticed them yet. They're going to call. They're saying that's off of never mind. Then that's why they're not allowing it because it's a corner. Corners you don't get subs on corners. At least they didn't.
Well, he's trying this. The side judge is waving it.
He's waving it, but I guess
is this Christian Jenkins about.
It's going to get cleared out. Let's see if Caden Min will pass it back to, I believe that's Caleb Unego. Here comes Bryce. Can't quite get it through. Here comes Chuck. Chuck's going to play it in. Tries to get over the top, but good win by the Polar Bears. And Harrison Senzel will try to get it there, but unfortunately it's taken back, and they're going to try to play a through ball here. Here comes a long ball, and he trips on his own feet. But with about 3.5 minutes to go, it's 4-0. So as we are right, okay, good job. Caden was able to find a way through. Can Caden get it through here to Harrison? Not quite. As we're coming to the end here, is there any players that you'd like to highlight from this game?
Oh,
wait. Let's see how this goes. I think the ref is just kind of like with
if this game were
close, I think that's a foul. I think he's just like, look, it's 3 minutes to go. We just want to.
I mean, Steve.
Braden's going to get a chance here. Can Braden put it on here? Unfortunately, he's 2-on-1, so he's going to have to.
Steve, if we were going to highlight some people, I think if this were not the last game of the season, I'm probably highlighting Braden Thomason. I'm probably highlighting. I think Anthony
and
had
there's a little bit from the back, but like I said, we kind of got one there. I think like I said, the ref's just hoping that everything stays together for the next 2.5 minutes, and then Braden's looking there, can't quite get it into the center. But go ahead.
Okay, so I think because you want to highlight Corsini, I think Anthony had a really good game. Okay, so we have a player that gets hurt, and you're not gonna.
Yeah. Looks like Bryce just took it off the head, and unfortunately, I think he's going to be okay. I think it's just obviously precautionary, especially this late in the game, 2 minutes to go, and any kid goes down with any type of head injury, you're taking him off the field for the rest of the game. But I don't think he has any type of serious injury. And is that Christian Jenkins coming on?
Yes, Christian Jenkins going to get some time.
Get some time. The senior, good.
Good for him. I like. Those would be Anthony and Braden. I think have played really well tonight. I think Caden and Chuck deserve that, but really the players of the game for us: Bryce Johnson, Alex Bovino, Christian Jenkins, and Camden Clark.
Yeah.
If I was going to give a man of the match statue, it would absolutely have been to Camden Clark.
Yeah. Because
Cam Clark, keep your head up after tonight.
I would say he did everything he could to keep RCB in the game. It's just
who's 24 is
for us or for them?
For us.
Caleb Roselius.
Listen, Caleb Roselius, you are down 4 goals.
Yeah.
And you are getting playing time.
Yeah.
You do not try to do a pirouette in traffic.
Yeah.
In a dangerous position.
Someone told me about Caleb earlier this year, and they were very positive on him. They think he's a guy who can really be special for RCB in the future. He plays a lot of travel ball, which is, I guess, if it was one thing. This is our last broadcast for both the boys and girls, because I didn't mention the girls. If I wanted to say for next season, this is the last time I can talk to them, find a travel team. I mean, if you can't find a travel team, then get a bunch of your girls, get friends together who are on the team who can't make a travel team, and you can talk to the guys at. Yeah, they're going to give another penalty kick. All right. But what I'd say is if you're one of those young players, if you can get on a travel team, great. Play another sport. If it's about playing another sport, get on a track team, do something like that. The one thing you can't do is just sit down and not do anything. Is that number
7?
It looks like. So that would be
a senior.
He's Caleb Young. He's a She's a sophomore according to this. Was that a 7?
I thought it was a 7.
Is that a 1? I think it might be a 1. That's a 1. So that would be Bradley McMullen. If that's a 1, I think that's a 1.
What grade is he?
He's a junior. So he's a junior, and good for him. Now it says he's a defender though, so maybe it's one of those things where he always plays defense, and finally gets a chance to put one in the back of the net. And you can see how Cameron's a little bit frustrated, and I can get his frustration. He's played a great game, and there's not much. I mean, he almost made he saved one, which is incredible to think in a way.
Right.
And it was a pretty well taken shot. What can you do?
But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, there are green shoots of joy in this team.
Yeah.
They've played a tough game. They've played against a really good team.
Yeah.
The result is tough.
Yeah.
The result is really tough.
Because like I said, the first, I'd say probably about 60 minutes, we were right there against one of the better teams in the state. And then it just, they got that second goal, and it just all broke. Yeah. And sometimes that happens in games like this. But, it looked – I think the ref would just like this clock to run out. I think
absolutely.
About 10 seconds.
I think Caden Min and Charles Hawkins want this clock to run out.
Yeah, I would say
because
if I were the Polar Bears, I might just put this ball down and just walk away.
There is no Charles Hawkins traditionally plays with a lot of joy.
Yep.
There is no joy in Charles Hawkins' face right now. None.
Yeah.
And I feel for the seniors.
Yeah.
Again, thank you, gentlemen, for your contribution to RCB. And ladies, thank you for your contribution to RCB.
Yeah, I say for RCB. And like I said, for those, if you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, or if you're an 8th grader who happens to go to WI right now and you're hearing this, like I said, just find a travel team. And if you don't have, I mean, the way I got on a travel team, my NCU team was literally some guy I knew just is like, hey, we have a bunch of guys who couldn't play for other people. We're making a travel team. You want in? Yeah, sure. We'll play. Yeah, we got killed. But guess what? I got to play, and I got a lot of playing time against really good players. And guess what? It's all that, iron sharpens iron. When you keep going up against those kids all the time, eventually you're going to start picking up some things, and you're going to get that much better. And eventually you'll be able to beat those kids.
Right.
So.
But my God, I don't like this.
No.
And if I'm the RCB boys to watch the
Fairmont Senior
remember
players, one time when we were on the road and we won a game, and my team's like, hey, what do you want to do? I was like, let's just go, because I'm like, because they were like, because other teams kept doing it to us where they'd run across the field. It's like, guys, it's close class, don't do it. We're just gonna, we won, let's go celebrate, but we don't need to show them up on their own field. It's one thing to do it at home. I have no problem with doing that at home.
But not on the road. Well, and the nice thing that I just watched is Anthony Corsini is talking to these boys. They're having a discussion.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've had a long evening.
Yeah.
And this has been a little difficult.
Yeah.
Steve, do you have any final thoughts?
I mean, like I said, we got sectionals coming up next week. Both the boys and girls do have one more game to play, both on the road, both very long trips. I guess keep your eyes on any type of social media or anything like that, because I did get a text back from Administrator Post, Athletic Director Post, and he said that they have not made any decisions about sectional seedings. So at this moment, we are not 100% sure. This might be the last time these Eagles will play on this field. And like I said, that's why we kind of did the whole senior thing, to make sure to honor them in case this is the last time.
Right.
But it will just keep your ear to the ground and see if that is the case.
Well, for RCB Streaming Network, I've been Gabe Rhodes.
I've been Stephen Kennedy.
Have a nice evening, folks, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Good night.
Good night.